Hello, my name is Erin McGoff and I'm a filmmaker and career educator, and today we're talking about how to switch your career. Before we get into anything, I just want to say, you can switch your career. You can totally switch your industry. What you're trying to do is entirely possible. People do it all the time. We are all constantly changing and shifting, and this is something people do all the time. However, that does not mean that it's going to be easy. But no worries, in this video, I'm going to show you all the information and all the steps you need to know to start making that career change today, like right now. But first, I want to cover something really important before we move forward. And that is asking yourself why you are looking to change industries. I highly recommend coming up with a list of 5 things that you like and don't like about your current industry. Because the reality is that any industry is going to have pros and cons. So like the tech industry, the pay and the benefits are really great, but it's not the most secure industry and it can be a little volatile. Or working in education, being a teacher, you might have more job security, working with kids might be really fulfilling, but the pay and the treatment isn't great. So in any industry, there are going to be pros and cons, and it's up to you to figure out what pros you can't live without and what cons you can live with. For example, for me, I'm a freelancer in the film industry and also a content creator. So the pros that I can't live without are working for myself, being able to determine my own schedule, how much money I make, when, where, and how I work. Controlling my own time and flexibility is the most important thing to me. But the cons that I've chosen to live with are I have no paid time off, I have no benefits, no job security, but those are cons that I am okay having because the pros are that valuable to me. So you need to look deep within yourself to figure out what's best for you. Also, look into other areas of your life. When things aren't going great, we tend to kind of quickly blame our jobs. But getting a new job isn't going to automatically make you happy. However, a new job can severely improve the quality of your life, especially if you're burnt out in like a toxic environment. But again, no job is going to be perfect. So before switching industries, we need to take some time to figure out what industry we're going to attempt to switch to. Because once we start the process, it's going to take a lot of work, and trust me, you don't just want to start it all over again. So don't be tempted by all the girlies on TikTok who are just like, I was a teacher and now I make 6 figures in tech. Because honestly, a lot of those people don't have job security and that might not be the best thing for you. You might not be happy doing that. We are all about sustainability at my channel and work-life balance. That's the thing about my career advice, is that I'm not just telling you, oh, job interview tips, salary tips, whatever. I'm trying to get you to be happy and have fun and feel confident about your career. I don't want you to just switch industries. I want you to feel confident and excited about switching industries. So let's get into it. Step 1 is to research. So this is time to do some internet sleuthing. Go on YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, LinkedIn, everything, and see what others have done. Get inspired by others' career journeys. I also strongly recommend doing a career aptitude test. So career aptitude tests are basically personality tests where you answer a bunch of questions and then it tells you like, oh, you would actually really be good at and enjoy this job. And it'll tell you like your strengths and your weaknesses and just all this great stuff. I highly recommend them. These tests can also expose you to jobs that you didn't even know existed. I'm gonna link to my 2 favorite career tests, Truity and Career Fitter, down in the description. And again, I highly recommend just taking a few minutes out of your day to do these tests. They can be like creepily accurate. Another thing is to read the news. Pick up a newspaper, log into news.com or whatever. You need to see what industries are even in demand. For example, right now, a lot of people are trying to get like entry-level jobs in tech, and that's not happening right now. Tech's doing a lot of layoffs right now. So like that's gonna be very difficult to do. However, education and healthcare right now, everybody's leaving, so it's super easy to get a job in those industries. See what industries are currently in demand and get strategic about your switch. Because the reality is that a lot of other people are trying to do the exact same thing you are. So if you just go into Google and you type in like teacher trying to get a job in tech and you click the first link, like okay, millions of others have done that today too. Like for example, right now in 2023, nurses and teachers are leaving their jobs in droves. So there is a huge demand in healthcare and education right now, and a lot of teachers and nurses specifically are looking for jobs. But like in tech, there's been a bunch of layoffs, especially in like recruiting and entry-level roles. So if you're trying to go there and get a recruiting job right now, like that's probably not going to be the easiest place for you to get a job right now. But if you look at like the energy and AI sectors, like those are industries with low supply and high demand. So like those are going to be easier for you to get a job in. And if you really want to get strategic about it, I recommend going to the BLS job growth projections. And that's where the government's like, here are 10 industries that we think are going to blow up over the next 10 years. And then you can proactively gain the skills that are going to be in demand. And that's like next level thinking. I also encourage you to think about alternative careers, like being a real estate agent, being a freelancer, being an online tutor, being a vacation planner. Having a flexible job, being able to work from home, being a freelancer, being self-employed is so amazing because you don't have to wait around for anybody to give you a job. You just get right to work. And if you'd like to learn more about being self-employed, being a freelancer, being able to work from home indefinitely forever, sign up for the waitlist for my freelancer masterclass, which I'm working on right now, which is going to be everything you need to know to be successful as a freelancer. So I'll put the waitlist for that down in the description. All right, moving along to step 2, which is talk to people. This is the most important step. Okay, I'm gonna say that about every step though. But seriously, so many people just sit at home on our phones, on our little computers, just like, No, go outside and talk to people. That is going to be the most efficient way to get to what you want. Once you narrow down the industry, or maybe 2 industries you're thinking about working in, it's time to start talking to people and gathering data. And the first place that you're gonna wanna start are warm connections. And I talk all about this in my Career Workshop Intensive. I go really in depth on networking, but we're just gonna skim the top here. So warm connections are people that you kind of have like one point of contact with. So it's like, oh, my best friend's aunt. Oh, my coworker's cousin. It's like, these are people who you could have somebody introduce you to them. This is the most powerful form of networking, because if you have somebody introduce you to somebody else, like the likelihood of them responding to you and actually giving you valuable information just shot up to like 99%. So just start like speaking it into existence. Just say like, hey, I'm leaving my teaching job, I'm looking for a corporate job, preferably in tech. Does anybody know anybody that I could talk to? Start like posting it on LinkedIn, post it in Facebook groups, tell your friends, like tell them like what you're trying to do. And then you'd be surprised, people are like, oh yeah, my friend, my sorority sister, she just got a job at Meta, and she was actually an education major, like she would love to talk to you. Like just start attracting these things, because the reality of it is that a lot of the job market is hidden, which means a lot of jobs are acquired through word of mouth. So like theoretically, if you do networking right, you can skip the whole applying, filling in my information, tailoring my resume, cover letter, waiting around for an interview. You can just skip that all, and you can just go straight to the source. And that honestly is the end-all, be-all life hack of a century, is networking. That's why I dedicated a whole section to it in my Career Workshop Intensive. Step 3 is to learn how to articulate your transferable skills. So transferable skills are skills that aren't just specific to one job or industry. For example, being able to manage a calendar, a schedule, that is something that is necessary in finance, healthcare, filmmaking, food. Like literally every industry needs somebody who knows how to make, manage, and stick to a schedule. Presenting, public speaking, creativity, leadership, time management, organization, writing. Every industry needs these things. So you need to find out what your transferable skills are. It's kind of like cross-training in sports. Like, how some football players will go to yoga because it makes them a better football player? Like, it's kind of like that. Like, being a teacher doesn't scream tech career, but if you know how to wrangle a classroom of 5th graders, managing a board meeting, no problem. You definitely have the leadership and patience to keep a bunch of 60-year-olds on track. Some examples of transferable skills are communication. I know how to use Outlook, Zoom, email. Like, I know how to communicate with people clearly. Time management. I know how to balance my work, how to time things out. I don't procrastinate. I know how to schedule things. Writing, presenting. I know how to take information, put it in a deck, put it in a PowerPoint, put it into Canva or whatever, and present it to a large group of people. Design, I'm creative. I designed all of these things for years. I can easily design an employee handbook. And even soft skills like I'm tenacious, I'm gritty, I'm resourceful. These are all transferable skills, and naming them is one thing, but articulating them is a whole other beast. Learning how to articulate your transferable skills is the really important thing, and that's why step 2 is so important, because you can actually get those people to do the work for you. Like if you tell them, oh, I was a bartender, I was really calm under pressure, like I knew how to focus under pressure, they can say like, oh my gosh, that's perfect, because we work with these clients all the time, they're on these really tight deadlines, you need to juggle a lot of things. Like they're literally gonna tell you how that's a transferable skill. So again, step 2. And also, LinkedIn is your friend here. This is why I stress LinkedIn so much. You need to rewrite your LinkedIn headline. I have a whole other YouTube video on it. Your LinkedIn headline to say that you are transitioning into a new industry and to emphasize your skills. And then recruiters can find you. And step 4, the final step, is to upskill. This is a section that so many people skip, and it's why their attempt to change careers doesn't work. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you go into an interview for an office manager role and you are currently a 4th grade teacher and you're up against somebody else who is currently an office manager at a different company, that is not a good look for you. They're gonna pick the one that's more experienced. However, the way around this is, okay, well, it's first to network. Networking is just like supreme. But second is to upskill. Upskilling is when you take it upon yourself to learn a new skill, which makes you more attractive and valuable as a candidate. And the good news is that upskilling is more accessible and affordable than it's ever been. You can take a social media management course on Skillshare. You can take a finance course on Coursera, which is a website where you can take classes from like Yale and Stanford and Harvard. You can get a data analytics Google certificate. You can upskill through like General Assembly or LinkedIn Learning. Like there are so many tools out there for you. Literally just take one UX UI design course and just like stick it on your resume, and that just like boosts you up like 100 points. Not necessarily because of like just the UX UI design skill, but it just shows relevance. Like it shows that you are serious about transitioning to this industry and that you're willing to like put in the hard work and learn new skills to be really good at your job. You could even take this a step further and really invest some time and money into getting a really high ticket skill, like software development, and just go for that career. And hello, you're looking at a 6-figure job. Like if you're a person who is willing to put in the time and patience to learn a high ticket skill like software development, like data analytics, which are really in demand right now, you are looking at a lot more money. A lot of people aren't willing to do that because once you sign up for those courses, you're gonna be like, oh, this is so difficult. But if you're willing to stick through it, those tech coding boot camp things, guys, you can be making a lot more money. Anyway, it doesn't even have to just be in tech. Like you can get CPR certified if you're trying to go into healthcare. You can take a communications course if you're trying to go into consulting. Or you can just like attend a conference that's relevant to that industry. Like you just wanna show that you're not just a waitress or a hostess or a bartender or a teacher or a nurse or whatever it is, trying to just like wiggle your way into this industry. Say no, like I have value, like I've learned skills. And if you're thinking like, Erin, I don't even know what skills to learn, hello, just go to the job description of the job that you want, read what they're looking for, and go learn it. And then go back and say, I learned it. I'm now qualified. And you also might have to leapfrog. You might not get that dream company right away. Like set your expectations to be appropriate levels. Like say you're a teacher wanting to transition into tech, sure, like go for it, like try to do the jump, but you might have to leapfrog, meaning you might have to get like a normal corporate job first and then you can leapfrog into like a fancy tech company. Or maybe like instead of going like straight to Google, try like an ed tech company first and then like transition to Google. And like that will actually teach you a lot about, maybe if tech is even like the industry you want to work in, or maybe some other type of education administrative work. Like it's all about learning. Every job that we do is just about learning what like we don't want to do. So just constantly be a sponge. And if you're really serious about trying to find a career that you love, I highly encourage that you sign up for my 4-part career workshop intensive. It's specifically designed for people who hate their job or their career and they want to find something new. They want to find something new ASAP. That is what it's designed to do. It's jam-packed. It's all my best advice in an 18-lesson 4-part course. It was painstakingly designed and curated to help you get to that new job that you love way faster. Because again, you guys know me, I'm not just about like your resume and your cover letter and all this stuff. I'm about making you feel more confident and happy and joyful in your career and find something that makes you want to get out of bed every day. So that's the video. Comment below what kind of industry you're trying to get into, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also follow me on TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest. Subscribe to my newsletter, advicewitherin.com/newsletter. And I also give away a free salary negotiation guide and a free 5-year plan workbook. So I'll put the links to those down in the description. And lastly, I just want to say, people do this all the time. You're definitely in the right place by watching this video. You got this, and I'll see you next time.